What's good, Combat Sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It with your host, Bando. And today I am coming to you with some dope news. I always say I don't talk enough about boxing, but maybe this was just the news that I was waiting for. Maybe this was the news I needed. There is one big fight swirling around that I have been hoping was made official, and it's been rumored for a few years, but they never can make it official. And no, it's not Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. Trust me, I would have been way too ecstatic for that if that was like a legit thing. I don't ever believe in that fight. I'll believe in that fight the day they walk out to the ring. That's the only time I'll ever believe in that fight. But for this fight, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia is finally official. Let's get it. Let's go. Look, this matchup is beautiful. You got speed versus power. You have, in my opinion, a guy like Gervonta Davis who is a break you down type of fighter. I feel like he could finish people early. He's got the power. He's one of the most powerful punchers in the division. But he's a break you down kind of fighter. He could break you down, work you. You can have early success on him, right? It doesn't seem too much like he gets hurt. It doesn't seem too much like he gets in trouble. There's really nobody that's had him in trouble. I thought Rolly was outboxing him, but overall, you never really seen him in trouble. I thought one of the best fights that anybody put up against him was that Cruz recently. And Cruz was supposed to fight Garcia, but it never happened. But finally, this fight is being made. Tank and Garcia, it makes so much sense. You got two dudes in their prime, right, who have been calling for the fight for I don't know how long. They've been wanting this fight for I don't know how long. And if you look at from a promoter standpoint, you look at it from a promoter's perspective, it's the money made. It's just a money-making fight because you have two dudes who are outside of the fight world known a little bit, especially Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is basically a social media celebrity, but people know who Tank Davis is. People have seen his highlights. He's always having nasty knockout highlights. Same with Ryan Garcia, always having these quick, flashy highlights, right? It makes perfect sense from a promoter standpoint, from a fight standpoint, from a fight fan standpoint. Like, everything about this is perfect. And the matchup is great. And there's a rivalry being built to it. You could sell so much off of this. It's incredible. It's incredible. I think the fight's in April. I think that was the official date. But who's going to win? Who's going to win? What's my prediction? What do I think's going to happen? How do I look at this? Overall, I have been leaning, since they've talked about this fight, have been leaning to Gervonta Davis. I think he has a lot of power. He packs a ton of power. And like I said, he is a break-you-down fighter. He will take his time. But in the same sense, Ryan Garcia is fast as hell. He's very quick, right? I think he has two aspects of his game that could be a problem against Tank. And I think that's his footwork and his head movement. I always say I sit in the seat and watch fighting. I sit in the couch and watch fighting. I don't fight. I'm not a fighter. And I very, very briefly train. But you can see stuff. You can still see stuff as a fight fan. It's not impossible to see. You know what you're looking for. It's just, it doesn't mean that you would be able to go and do it or change it or fix it. You just see it, right? And I do see moments where Ryan Garcia doesn't have the head movement or isn't quick with his head movement and or is flat-footed when he throws his punches. And I think that could get him tangled up against a guy like Tank. Now, he's got size and he's got reach on Tank. If he can use that to his advantage, kind of beat him from the outside, use his jab, that flash quick left hook, I think he could have a successful night. He really can. But in terms of the punches that have landed on Ryan Garcia, that have bothered him, are left hooks. It's the same thing with my MMA breakdowns and everything. You look at Israel Adesanya. Every punch that Israel Adesanya actually gets hit with cleanly is a left hook. These guys land left hooks on him, right? Yoel Romero landed a beautiful left hook on him. You had Alex Pereira, obviously, we just saw it land a left hook on him, and he landed it in the past. Jan Blachowicz was landing it. It's guys have weaknesses. It's just a natural thing. Sometimes things can slip in there, right? If a guy times something perfectly, and I think Tank can time that overhand left, but at the same time Garcia could time that check left. It's a very, very competitive matchup. It's beautiful that they're actually making it and actually making it official, because boxing fucking sucks on that level, and if you're a boxing fan and watch anything boxing related, you know that. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun build up, and it's gonna be a fun fight. It really is. I see it going. It's tough. It's tough because you've never seen either guy get finished, right? But you've seen Garcia get dropped. If Tank finishes this fight, it's within 7. Within 8. 7-8, in my opinion. I think Tank could get it done by 7-8. If Ryan gets it done, if he's going to finish the fight, believe it or not, it's going to be early. It's going to be early. To me, it's going to be between 1 and 4. Because Gervonta Davis, like I said, is a break-you-down fighter, but he does start off slow. We've seen it. We've seen it many times. He's a slow starter. And Ryan Garcia's best rounds are the early rounds. He doesn't go far in his fights. If you look at him, he doesn't go very far in his fights. He's good in the early rounds. It's where he's the quickest. It's where he's all there. He hasn't taken any damage. That could be a problem for Gervonta Davis. So it really depends. I think if Gervonta Davis could break him down, he can get it done by 7 or 8. If Ryan Garcia is going to finish it, Ryan's got to get him early between 1 and 4, and I think he can. I think he very, very well can, but I'm leaning towards Gervonta Davis. I'm leaning towards the power. I'm leaning towards the heavy shot, the break you down. Yes, like I said, Ryan Garcia does have that reach on him, does have that size, but I do think if Tank could get inside, he could pose so many problems. Like I said, the problem with the footwork of Ryan Garcia, the head movement, everything, I just see a long night for Ryan Garcia. But I could be wrong, man. These guys are professional boxers. Ryan Garcia is gotten, one, bigger, quicker, and better in each fight. So I can't take nothing away from him. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I figure why not? Let's bounce on here and talk some boxing for once. I call myself Combat and Kick It, and I'm talking UFC. You know, I got to talk more combat sports, everything combat, and of course, I had to rock with this matchup. Gervonta Davis is one of my favorite fighters in all of boxing, along with Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson. I think those are probably my 3 favorites in the game right now. I fuck with Ryan Garcia though. He's fun to watch. He really is fun to watch. He makes it enjoyable, and to see a lot of his highlights of you having to slow down, just catch his left hand, his left hook. It's pretty nasty. That's pretty nasty. But I'm excited for that fight. I know a lot of other boxing fans will be super excited for that fight, knowing that it's official. Hopefully everything does fall through. Hopefully everything does stay official, and we do get the fight, and we can kick back, and the next time you hear us talk about it is, you know, a week before the fight, and we break it down, and then after, we fucking do a review on it. I hope that's the way it goes. Quick little thing today, a breakdown, a review, a breakdown, we get the fight, and then a review, and we good to go. But I appreciate you for listening to another episode. Like I say in every episode, you got to do me a favor. You got to do me a solid. If you went through, 10, 15 fucking minutes of listening to a video, you got to click the like button. That's of course. You got to subscribe, of course. You got to comment. You should comment. You should share with your friends, your family. Tell them, hey, go listen to this guy talk about fights. He knows his stuff. And then there's a bell notification button. It's down in that area. Click that shit so you know when I drop my next video. Again, thanks for listening. I really do appreciate it. So thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.